Alrighty, so playing the shareware demo of Need for Speed Most Wanted, one of the best racing games ever, in my opinion. And I have got the full game buried somewhere in a box. I might even dig it out, but I downloaded this shareware demo.
Hi, I'm Josie Marin, and I play Mia in Need for Speed Most Wanted. Make sure you do all your racing in the game. On the streets,
Just because
drive
it is one of the
safely and
best.
responsibly, and wear your seatbelt.
I kind of feel like Need for Speed Most Wanted is to the Need for Speed series what Ocarina of Time was to the Zelda series. Again, that's another one of my favourite games, but I just thought I'll do a voiceover for this video. I was testing some new screen capture software that I downloaded and paid about $20 for. I kind of feel like the frame rate isn't where it needs to be. I think the capturing frame rate is about half of what the game is, so it appears a bit juddery. But all in all, I guess, it's not terrible. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Alright, so bear with me. So what I like doing in this challenge series is going in and playing the pursuit with the Dodge Viper. Because it's just a load of fun. It's a sort of high enough heat level where things really get interesting without being, stupidly over the top. And this car is an absolute hoot to drive as well. You can kind of see here, it doesn't really do justice to how smooth the game actually is. I think this game holds its own fairly well. Speedbreaker. Yeah, obviously it's been a while since I've played. The AI in this game was pretty good, considering it's 2005, it's 15 years old now. Even graphically, I think it holds its own fairly well. I always hated cutting through the golf course generally because you tend to, lose your traction, you can't get the power down. If you come to a stop in there, you're basically stuck. What I enjoy about this as a demo is you've got a fairly large play area. It does feel like you can pretty much go anywhere. So obviously I'm recording this voiceover after the fact. I'm actually at a bit of a loss. I'm just watching the replay video here and I know what's coming up, but I don't want to get ahead of myself and spoil anything. The trick in getting through the roadblocks was always aiming for the boot of the car. Even the sawhorses, they can be a bit of a decoy, because if it's sitting in front of, two cars facing each other, then you're not going to break through as easily as you might do. At least on heat level 3, I don't have to worry about spike strips. Oh, I hated the spike strips. it's actually really, really difficult not to lose the police. I think that's part of what makes these early challenges more difficult, is because you're trying to hit all these milestones in a pursuit, and without even meaning to, you're accidentally losing the cops, and if you don't spin around fast enough, they'll start driving off in the other direction. The police AI, I think, is brilliant, but like the traffic isn't. You know, they don't really have an AI script. It's just they're going to follow the road and do what they're going to do, which is a bit disappointing. You know, it might be a bit fun if you were driving towards a car to play chicken and they swerved around you, and that, you know, potentially would block the cop. There's a typically loose end of the Viper there. If you don't get used to it in a hurry, it will catch you off guard. I think what I like about this game as well is the handling is really crisp. You don't get the like the drift aspect of the game like you do in the other Need for Speed titles, but having said that, if you want to have a drift around, you can. Not a rollover, ideally. Now, normally in a pursuit, a rollover is instant bust. I'm racing the cooldown meter here because, as we can see, I haven't hit my milestone, which is breakthrough 6 roadblocks, which... This is what I was talking about the sawhorses earlier. Aiming for them is not necessarily a guaranteed way to get through. And obviously I didn't get my 5th one there because I didn't actually break through it, but that counts that time because the car was out of the way and all I had to do was drive past. I didn't even see that last one. I think it counted this one before I'd even gotten through, to be honest. Now this is the fun part here. I've got backup on the way very, very shortly. If I can avoid getting into cooldown mode again and the backup actually arrives, it's actually a lot more fun. It can be frustrating when you've only got that one car following you because half the time they destroy themselves without actually doing anything. Which is good in the later levels if you're trying to escape fairly quickly, but I like here because I get to show off a couple of these pursuit breakers. It's one of my favourites, knocking down the water tower. Ah, the gas station. Oh, missed it. Oh, those Rhino SUVs, they're a pain in the backside. Got away from them this time though. We're coming back towards the pursuit breaker here. Now if you don't smack right through the middle of those houses and you hit one of the pillars, it won't explode, and when you're coming at it at speed, it can be a real pain in the bum when you think you're about to get away from the cops and all of a sudden you come to a standstill and they surround you.
Patrol division, be advised. Officers are in a high-speed pursuit with a code 6 driver. Further details provided on your screen. This call is handled channel 1.
So we're going for another pursuit breaker here. Is this the donut shop? No, the police station. Here we go, here's the donut shop. Oh, I didn't show it in slow motion though because there wasn't any police cars close enough.
Other units be advised. Vehicle was last reported heading east on Highway 99.
Now, ideally in cooldown mode, you go for one of the hiding spots. But unless you're close by one, you're often better doing what I'm trying to do here and hide somewhere less obvious. This is one of my favourite spots to hide from the police because they tend to just buzz around either side, but I ended up, yeah, one of the coppers saw me coming from the road. Here's where the AI fails a little bit because I don't move, but the cop car drives away and I leave his immediate line of sight, so he forgets where I am. I kind of feel like this is where they get a little bit stupid and they're easy to fool because, I mean, oh, there's a car up there, I'm going to drive up there. Oh wait, he must have just vanished off the face of the earth. So here I am just waiting out the cooldown timer. You know, for a shareware demo, and this is a load of fun. You get to come in straight into the action. I mean, you're not really missing much. I mean, I'm gonna go dig out. I've got the old game on DVD-ROM somewhere. I'm gonna have to dig it out because the full game is a load of fun. But just for tooling around and getting into proper, you know, cop chases, like, you can't really beat this game. I did spy the newer Most Wanted from 2012 for $7, and it's kind of worth looking at for $7, but at the same time, it's a properly terrible game. It just doesn't hold up. It was a blatant cash grab. But yeah, no, one of my favourite games of all time. And shareware's free. That's the thing. You're not busting any rules going to download a shareware game.